Hey guys, Hippopotamus here, and today I'm going to be showing you a replay sent to me from Skunkfoot. As you can see, he's playing a support Alistar, he told me. And I really appreciate all the replays you guys are sending in to me, and for the most part I have looked over almost all of them, and they look really good. But the only problem I've been having is if you guys could get a little bit shorter games, that'd be wonderful. I wouldn't want to really do a video that's over 30 or 40 minutes because I don't have unlimited time, so I can't put what I mean is I can't put more than 15 minutes on a video, and I don't really want to have like 4 to 5 parts on a video unless if it's one of my like gameplay guides. But I will be doing the one sent to me regardless of the duration of the time. This is just for more future reference for people who want to send me more clips or gameplay videos. And you can also send me Dominion gameplays also. I think I've only gotten like 1 or 2 of those, but nonetheless the game should be starting here. We had Morgana and Singed, I believe, to be a little slow on the download, or not the download, but the load time. But nonetheless the game has begun, and Skunkfoot sent this to me, saying that the enemy is playing a different style, which is pretty interesting. I can't wait to see what's going on. And let's see. Looks like he picked up 2 fairy charms, health and mana potions. Let's see what the other team has. CV, Flash, Summoners. Looks like they're going to send Skarner in the jungle with Sona Caitlyn bottom and Shyvana top with Galio mid, which is what I believe. Or they could send Galio top or Shyvana, it doesn't matter. But most of the time you usually see Galio mid because pretty much all the time people send AP mid. So nonetheless, we got a nice little defense going on here, trying to protect Udyr's jungle as best as they can. We got Morgana up here with a Doran's ring. Quite a bit of AP starting off, so. And then we got Vayne with the Doran's blade. Then we got Udyr doing just the regular jungle. Cloth armor, 5 health potions. Nothing out of the ordinary here, just standard game. I do want to see what he's doing with these 2 fairy charms because I don't.
Minions have spawned.
He could be building it into a mana manipulator, into a soul shroud, which is perfectly fine. I like to do that too on Soraka sometimes, just to give my allies good mana regeneration. Most of the time though you see fairy charm for the early Philo stone, and then they'll grab 2 or 3 wards, and they might grab a health potion or 2. But what I also like people have been asking me is to give them more of a critique on their gameplay also, which I always like as a player. I like to be critiqued all the times and have people telling me what I'm doing wrong, what I could be doing better, or what I did right. And I really appreciate you guys for sending me that with your replays. Just a general miniature guide on how to help you play just a little bit better. But I'm going to turn on the volume here real fast. Seems to be a little bit louder than usual. But, oh, that's too soft now. That was fine. But just looks like Alistar's popping the Caitlyn traps. And I hate Caitlyn in bottom lane. She's such a tough ranged AD to deal with sometimes because she'll just place traps in the bushes, which prevents your jungler from ganking really that effectively, and then she's the longest ranged AD character there is besides Tristana, so she tends to do a lot of damage. Oh, and it looks like Galio came from mid, early kill, but Vayne does get a nice tumble off and weakens him immensely. But it seems he is harassing quite well with his Resolute Smite, and it looks he's going to stick around for a while trying to pick up first blood. But they do decide to hug their tower a little bit, which is a smart choice, and you really just want to let them push up. But it looks like Vayne's trying to get a couple more pokes in, but with no avail. What you want is right here. I saw Sona walk in here with Caitlyn, So it looks like they're going to try to go for really early game pressure. But what's good about this is if they're staying here, Morgana should be able to push mid quite effectively. It'll take a while, but she should be able to push. And what's good about right here is that they will be getting a lot of XP from their minion push here, so that's always good. But the harassment is not ceasing at all. They are just completely bombarding them. They have traps so they can't come out, which really prevents Alistar from doing a lot of his early game damage and allows him to knock the people into the tower. But does look like Shyvana killed Singed top, which is sad, but she decides to go back. Skarner looks like he's taken over mid because Galio apparently just wants to be there with bottom, so now I understand why this was an interesting game. But you don't ever see a tri-lane in League of Legends anymore. You'd see tri-lanes in like Heroes of New Earth and Dota because hero kills were more emphasized in those games, but in League you don't ever see it that much because most of the time you either can't push as well or you don't have this much early game pressure. But because Resolute Smite, Sona's power chord, and her AoE, with Caitlyn's constant bullet harassment and traps being set off, Galio smites when his wins, it's just so hard to do anything in this situation. You really just have to hug the tower, hopefully get some help from your jungler, but sadly, as you saw, Udyr did leave the game because he did DC, it looks like, and this was the only replay I actually kind of just picked at random, so I didn't look to see if he comes back, but hopefully he does. If not, the game's looking pretty grim right now for Skunkfoot, but looks like he's going to stun Caitlyn, throw it into the tower. She does get hit a couple times. Vayne does pin her against the wall, but it looks like she's going to get away with a little bit of health left. Oh, good. Udyr reconnected. That's always nice. It looks like since Alistar did get his heal up first, which is always nice to have if you're the support role, he'll be able to keep Vayne up. And as you know, Alistar's heal is probably one of the best in the game because it does go down every... Oh, scratch that. Looks like Alistar's going to go in for... Nope. Never mind. Vayne does get Caitlyn extremely weak, though. I did see an Ignite go off by Vayne. Yes, indeed. She does have Ignite. So, they did almost get her down. I believe she's going to go back now because it just looked like she was way too low to stay out. But looks like Vayne's just getting some creep farm up because she was denied quite a bit. Yeah, as you can see, Caitlyn has almost double her creep farm, which is not a position you ever want to be at if you're an AD carry. And in that situation, you don't ever want to have to go back at all. You don't want to be sent back by harassment. You don't want to be sent back by dying. You want to be as safe as possible, but you also want to be as efficient as possible. And Skunkfoot grabbing heal, max rank, really helps support Vayne. And since they're tri-laning, it really will help them later on in the game. But the only bad thing about this is they are tri-splitting XP, which will be really bad because, as you can see, Morgana's already level 7 from being a mid, and they're at bottom all level 4. And as you can see, Vayne and Alistar are getting the upper hand on XP a little bit, and this might screw them over if later on in the game because levels do matter a lot in League of Legends. Probably more than anything else. Because if you're at level 11 against a level 2, level 2 doesn't really stand that much of a chance. But let's see what's going on in jungle since Udyr came back. Oh, that sucks. He wasn't able to take blue, but he was able to take lizard, it looks like. So not too bad, but he does say, hold on, I gotta catch up, which is perfectly natural. And Mr. Manslaughter up here, Singed. He's just going for the Rod of Ages build. And it looks like Shyvana's coming in, trying to catch him off guard, but he backs off. Let's go back to Vayne and Alistar. Looks like Vayne's getting really low here, but so is the tower. But the thing to note is if you're doing this tri-lane, after you push your tower, you really have to go around and gank. Which I don't know if that's what we'll be seeing, but really you're not going to be able to push past second tower because the opportunities for your teammates to come from both this angle and from the bottom of Dragon. It really does prevent the other team from pushing past this point until more towards mid-late game, because early game you really don't want to overextend that much. But looks like Alistar does CV to see what's up, make sure Galio's not going to come and take Udyr's blue. And let's see, how's Morg doing mid? I believe this is Morg's first time back, so she's probably got quite a bit of creep kills. 43. I say she did a good amount. Same amount as Caitlyn, but Skarner on the other. Wow, Skarner has a lot. That's good considering he was supposed to be jungling, but because Morg was left unattended at mid, they had to force someone to jungle. Or someone to mid, and that was the jungler. So, looks like bot is mid now. We got Caitlyn and Sona. What does Caitlyn got? Caitlyn looks like she's going for that early, probably either Phantom Dancer or Black Cleaver I see a lot. And then Sona just going support. Looks like she's going for that Philo Stone. She does have quite a couple wards. And she's got 2 health potions. What are you doing down here, Alistar? Oh, you're just doing the support thing. And what's also good is that Triumphant Roar also works on your creeps, which allows for a nice push. And as you can see, that's what they're going for right now, although Galio does take out quite a few of the caster minions. But I don't believe Galio should be able to hold, although he does have his Chalice of Harmony, so he will be able to spam his Resolute Smite and his Galing Winds quite effectively. Oh, Gale Winds, that's Jano, that's not Galio. Pretty much the same thing though. Just Autumn Leaves instead of Typhoon. Whatever, same thing. But looks like Vayne's just chilling out in the bush. Alistar's gonna drop a heal. Let's see what goes down in mid. Udyr pings to gank Caitlyn. She's just picking up a couple kills. She's not gonna fall for it though. Morgana's pushing up a little too much. I would like to see her back off a little bit to not scare her away. And she could shield herself. If she shields herself, she can walk through all these traps without popping the shield. Unless she's AP, which she's not. I have done AP Caitlyn before though, and that was quite the experience. But back to Skunkfoot's gameplay, because this is his gameplay video that he sent to me. And let's see what his skill lineup is. He's got 1-1-4-1, which is the perfect support build, man. The heal allows him to pop his passive also, which does AoE around him. As you can see, it does what? 15.42 magic damage per second to nearby allies, and it does double this amount of damage to minions and monsters. Sorry. This allows Alistar to farm a little bit, but more allows him to be more of a pusher more than anything else. Because his passive before really was just like a passive buff to damage against towers, which didn't seem as powerful. But with this, it allows him to be more of a AP build, which I like to do sometimes, where you basically just use WQ. It's kind of like a Scion. It's like a 1-2 thing. And right as you headbutt your enemy, you can pulverize them up in the air and then get a good Triumphant Roar to reset your trample. Because trample procs off any spell, so the idea is to WQ, wait for it to go off.